staff fucked up Pippa's really bad, and it pissed me off.
Oh man. Oh man. How could they do this?
It is what it is.
Beautiful pronoun.
It is what it is, you know? I'm not gonna act like everything was sunshine and rainbows, but I'd say the vast majority of OffKai staff are fantastic people who are doing their best, and I'm not gonna say like OffKai is. I'm not gonna say like OffKai fucked up or whatever. You know, it's not. You know, people. It's OffKai. OffKai is run by volunteers. You know, OffKai is run by volunteers. You can't expect like top tier like tech support and 100% like perfect scheduling or programming or maintenance of events or whatever the fuck, you know, because it's like it's a group of volunteers who are coming to this convention, spending their money to get here, spending their money to stay here, spending their money to eat here. You know, none of that stuff gets compensated. And they're doing it out of a love for the convention and the VTuber community, you know? The vast majority of the OffKai volunteers, I want to say, are wonderful people, are very, very kind people, all right? And if you guys have qualms with the convention, then the best thing that you guys can do is to volunteer yourselves, because conventions like this cannot happen without volunteers. It's just not feasible. Enterprise, they give it $2, just blame it on California. Yeah. Vote with your wallet. You can vote for your wallet. Vote with your wallet. I think the more impactful thing is to volunteer yourself. You don't have to volunteer the entire convention. You can do just like one day or. The problem is that functional adults don't have time to volunteer. That's why it's always staffed by dirtbags. I mean, are you saying everybody in the convention is a dirtbag? Everybody that goes to OffKai is a dirtbag? Because like these are all functional adults like going to the convention, right? Functional adults can pay to go to the convention. You know? I don't blame anybody for not feeling like volunteering, right? I just want to make it. I just want to make it clear that like all of everything that like you see here, right? Like all these graphics and everything, all these are made for free, you know, by just people generously donating their time. People running the convention, setting up the programming, working with the talents, contacting artists, stuff like that. You know, it's all volunteer work. It's a lot of work, and I like things go wrong sometimes, and sometimes there are like people that like I personally don't agree with, but it's like, you know, it's easy to be a slacktivist and complain about something, right? And it's really easy to be like, I don't well, I just won't go to OffKai or whatever. And it's like, well, realistically, you probably weren't going to OffKai anyways. Like that's my opinion. If you're like, well, I just won't go. Well, did you like actually like refund your ticket, or did you just not go to something you weren't going to go to anyways? You know what I mean? It's just people are doing their best, all right? I hope people don't hold it against all of OffKai just because of like some happenings. You know? I think that's a genuine way to protest if I were going to spend money but choose not to. Yeah. If you were going to like actually, if you had already actually bought a ticket and stuff and were going to attend, then that's one thing, right? but I feel like one of the issues with the VTuber community right now is there's such an incentive to like hop on these like drama trains where things don't need to be a drama, you know? There's like stuff that needs to get worked out, right? Like that's life, you know? Like you always like want the ball to be in your own court, so to speak, right? And there's always like situations that arise at times where it can be a struggle. But not everything needs to be like a massive drama, a public spat, this, that, you know, it's like people went to OffKai to have fun, you know? Life is about compromise, yeah. And it's, I don't know, I'm not gonna keep ranting. I'm very grateful to the people at OffKai. Ratskare, Lysander, Marigato, I believe his name was Nim, who handled like the robot stuff. There's a bunch of very wonderful people at OffKai. Oh, Wild K Day, thank you. Pippa, volunteer takeover OffKai 2025.